I am obsessed with the Amica water sign. I swear to God, it's so good. But that's not what we're here for. We are here to talk about, well, to correct a certain creator on here giving out really bad advice, as he tends to do. So let's jump into the intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is John Scott Won't Stop. I'm a second generation hairstylist that's been doing hair for the better part of 2 decades, and I'm here to share the knowledge I've gained in the industry with you. Today, we are going to be going through and reacting to correcting information found in Brad Mondo's video on how to do a bleach bath at home. For those of you that are unaware, a bleach bath is a gentle process to lift the hair a little bit more than, if you didn't fully lift the hair as far as you needed to, or if the integrity of the hair is challenged, you need to lift it just a smidge more, then typically we would turn to a bleach bath. A bleach bath can also be used to remove pigments from the hair. It can be used to strip down a toner that just went in the wrong direction or over-oxidized and so on. So there are many, many applications for it, but we are going to go through the information he provides in this video. And as always, be sure to subscribe and click that bell, set your notifications so you don't miss any videos. So let's just jump right into it. Now, I'm going to be watching this on my phone. You'll see it up on the screen somewhere. Just be aware.
I am having a hair meltdown. Hi, beautiful. It's true. I'm having a hair meltdown. I am just like the rest of you. I sometimes struggle with my hair. I hate my hair so much right now. Like, I hate it. You know, people say hate's a strong word. I can confidently say that is the right word for this situation we're in. I don't like the length. I don't like the color. It's like pink in some spots. I don't know why. It's freaking me out. I need to fix it. And today I was supposed to film another video, and then I was like, you know what? Why don't we just film me fixing my hair? I want pale white ash blonde. My hair might be a little crispy, but I'm gonna show you a good way of doing a bleach bath with little damage. Because anything with bleach is damaging, okay? It sucks. It's the reality of life. Okay.
It's more damaging when someone on the internet gives you really bad advice on how to use said bleach, which most hairstylists, or at least master colorists and color specialists, refer to it as lightener, since there's no sodium hypochlorite in it. Anyway, when someone gives you bad advice on how to use it, yeah, there's going to be a lot of damage. If he's been doing hair for this long, why is his hair crispy? If it's pink in some areas, maybe it's the quality of the pigments in his own color. I don't know. Let's hear it.
So, to fix this hair disaster, I want to show you right now what's going on. I am actually embarrassed. I don't know how it got this bad. When I went red, it destroyed my life. This was my hair red, or copper. Yeah, don't do that to yourself if you plan on being blonde again. It causes so much damage. I don't know what I was thinking. I actually wasn't thinking when I did that. So, now we're in this situation where I have pink going on from that copper. I have red. I have yellow. My hair did not get too light the last time we lightened it. It's just all around a disaster.
So what I'm hearing there is this guy, supposedly a hair guru of some kind, didn't do any of his previous steps properly. He didn't opt for the right type of color to tone his hair to that copper tone with. I don't know exactly how he did that. But I mean, technically you wouldn't need a filler for that because it's copper, and copper is one of the colors you typically fill with. And a bleach bath should have been able to take a semi-permanent off of the hair, and then you do some corrective toning without doing a bunch of damage to the hair. There is a way to get copper out, but it's how the copper was put in. So there's that. And if it's leaving behind pink, pink can be toned out of the hair.
We're gonna start off by lightening my roots. I don't have much roots, but I've been waiting for this moment. To do a bleach bath, I needed to wait till I have adequate amount of roots to make sure that everything processes correctly and I don't end up with like yellow roots and all this. But the first thing I recommend doing is using a Malibu clarifying treatment. This is what I'm using today to clarify my hair. This will rip out all of your toner. It's amazing. You'll see how effective these crystal gel packets are. This is by Malibu. It's called Head Lab Crystal Gel XL. Prepares scalp and hair for future treatments, removes buildup, and eliminates oxidized mineral minerals. So it's gonna really help clarify my hair and get whatever is going on in here out. So then I'm left with a more yellow canvas, hopefully, to then do the bleach bath later and get even better results. Okay, we got water, we got the crystal gel. All we do is...
Why didn't you use that to strip out your copper? If it works so great, why didn't you use to strip out the copper? There's actually a lot to these Malibu processes that a lot of stylists aren't aware of or don't do, and I highly suggest you head on over to their Instagram. Their Instagram has a lot of informative videos on there on how to properly use their system. This is what he's using. So, let's see.
Pop that baby in there. I actually never measure how much water goes in here. I know. I'm sorry, Malibu, if you're watching. You guys are great. I'm sorry that I don't follow the directions. It's just a lot of reading sometimes for me. You do this?
Some professional advice right there. I don't always read the directions. It's just a lot of reading for me. Pour crystals into mixing jar or applicator bottle with 2 ounces of warm water. Shake and allow to gel. Shampoo hair and rinse. Section hair and work gel into hair using maximum pressure of palms and fingertips to ensure saturation. Apply a professional processing cap and a color processing cap and expose to heat 10 to 45 minutes. Shampoo and rinse hair thoroughly. Also, for stylists out there, using their disruptor product works really, really well. And then to follow up with their clarifying shampoo really, really, really does remove a lot of the pigment when removing pigment. But he mixes it up. His hair is not even washed. So this stuff has to get through the oils and products that's in his hair.
And it creates this gel formula. Oh, someone's a little happy to see me today. And then usually you're supposed to wash your hair. My hair is clean. I actually just washed it today, but I have BDSM Slick and Define Balm in my hair. It's fine. It'll eat through it. If you want best results, clarify your hair and don't put product in it. But I am just putting it all over my head. I don't know what just got my...
It'll eat through it. Hi, Malibu. Let me just tell people that you don't have to do or follow the directions on your packaging. Also, let me use verbiage that's going to make it sound like it's a really aggressive product. This is not an aggressive product. It doesn't eat through anything.
Do that, boom, bam, boom, and then the magic happens. Make sure it's warm water too. I don't know, read the directions if you get this. I got it on, I'm gonna comb it through, hold on. Boom, I'm gonna pop a bag on here, let it sit for like 5 to literally 15 minutes, we'll see. And I'm gonna watch the color come out. And
let's sit for 5 to 10 minutes. 10 to 45 minutes under heat.
And then I'm gonna shampoo and condition and be ready for my lightning services. We have finished the Malibu treatment. As you can see, my hair is so much lighter. I didn't think it was gonna be this light. I'm so impressed. Before you do a bleach bath, try this Malibu treatment. It works very well on me. My hair is so much lighter. I feel already so much better. But we are now going to go in on the roots, get these babies nice and refreshed, and then I will do the bleach bath on my ends and show you exactly how I formulate the bleach bath, how it works, why we use it, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna get Crystalline to do my touch up and I'm gonna get some work done while she does it.
I want to point out that he's not doing his own roots. The person that encourages people and tells people how to do their own hair isn't doing their own roots. If he won't do his own roots, why are you taking his advice to do your own?
Okay, we have finally made it to bleach bath time. Woo! That's what you all came here for, and we're about to do it, baby. We're about to bleach bath my fucking hair that might fall off my head, and it's gonna be great. Luckily I have fine hair. For some reason, fine hair just tends to like stay in the head. You would expect the opposite, but my hair doesn't snap off. Like I can do so much to it and it's fine. But
It's because of low porosity. Cuticle's harder to lift for the product to get in. But whatever.
today's a little risky because it's like the 7th time I've lightened my hair. Yeah, okay. Let's first get into a few things about a bleach bath before we actually get into how to mix the bleach bath, because these are all important things we're about to go over. Who should do a bleach bath? Nobody. Actually, no, people should. This is a great process to do when you're only trying to get a small amount of artificial color out of your hair. This is great for those people with semi-permanent color in their hair or demi-permanent color who are just trying to scratch the surface. Semi-permanent color only lives on the top of the hair, okay? Whereas demi-permanent color lives on top of the hair as well as a little bit in.
He's saying, oh, he calls it demi-permanent. Did he say semi-permanent and then demi-permanent? This is just me, like, this is the English major in me trying to figure out, like, how, he's not doing anything wrong here. It's just, I figure if you would say semi-permanent, you would say demi-permanent. If you said semi-permanent, you would say demi-permanent. Tomato, tomato, potato, vodka. You know, it's all the same.
Inside of it. Permanent color lives inside of the hair, okay? So it is much tougher to get out, and you need that very strong lightener, those color remover.
Best way to look at it is semi-permanent sits on top, demi sits on top and inside, permanent sits inside.
There's all sorts of things in order to get that to lighten. So if you have permanent color and you're trying to lift it, maybe this might not be the thing for you. This is really for surface lightening.
This can help if you were only able to lift so far and you need to lift a little bit more. Professional stylists, not you doing it at home.
I feel like because the lightener is only on the hair for a very short amount of time, we're not getting a lot of internal lightening. It's a lot of that surface. It's going to be really harsh on the surface and strip it clean. That's always the goal of a bleach bath.
No.
So if you're somebody who has like pastel pink, you know, any pastel color really, and are just trying to remove that, this is a great process for you. Anybody who is just trying to lighten their demi-permanent color by, say, a half a shade.
If you have a pastel pigment in your hair that's showing up as a pastel, that means your hair has been challenged to get it bright enough that it could hold on to a pastel, or a pastel could be present as a pastel. You should not be doing anything to your own hair at that point. You should be going to a stylist to take care of anything else. In fact, this should be enough to get the pastel out. This would be fine.
Say you're a dark brown and you want to be
I don't even think these are available to the public, so I don't know what he's talking about.
a little bit lighter. This could be a great process for you, but do this all at your own risk. It's going to be much easier for a trained professional to do this rather than somebody at home, of course. I would say in general, this process usually only lifts your hair a half a shade to maximum a full shade lighter than what you are currently. Another question you might ask is, how damaging is this process? Doing a bleach bath is definitely less damaging than doing straight up bleach powder with developer. It is not far less damaging. It is by no means not damaging, because I think people think this is like a way of lightening your hair without damaging it, which is not true. It's definitely still lightener, and it's still going to cause dryness, brittleness, fucked upness to your hair. This can be applied to the hair within a minute, which really helps make sure that everything lightens evenly and at the same time, and the process is very quick. That is where the advantage is. Because you have that shampoo in the formula, which we'll get into formulation later, that shampoo helps get that lightener on the hair very quickly and has that sudsing effect to it that helps distribute evenly to the hair very quickly. So the goal is to expose the hair to lightener for a lesser amount of time than we would have had to with a regular powder lightener and developer mixture.
Or you could just make it watery as hell. Like, you could mix your lightener to be very liquidy and it would spread easy. The shampoo, there's more to the shampoo than what he's claiming here, because it's a cleanser. It's helping the softer process do more work, but it's technicality.
Now, you're gonna mix up your lightener first, okay? I'm doing powder lightener with my 20 volume developer. You can do like a 1 to 2 part ratio, 1 part powder to 2 part developer. I tend to go for a 20 when I'm trying to do a bleach bath. You can use a 10 if you want a very, very, very gentle lift. It might not even lift your hair a half a shade. 30 volume is obviously gonna give you more lifting power than 20 volume. So if you want that extreme bleach bath, you have some extreme circumstance, you really need to get that out immediately. Maybe go there, but I would personally stick with 20.
He should have just said don't use a 30, because typically you wouldn't. That's more of a stylist thing. That's working for speed, and it's a lot more aggressive. Also, I watched this in the salon with the other stylists, and we all had the same reaction to his formula.
It all depends on the situation, okay? I can't examine everybody's hair through the screen or give you recommendations for every single person.
And if he could, you shouldn't listen to him anyway because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I like to get a creamy consistency, you know, a nice whipped consistency. Okay, this is the vibe. See what I'm doing right now? Great, looks gorgeous. Now, after you mix that formula, you're gonna add equal amounts of shampoo. So however much lightener you have.
Wrong. So everybody in my salon said the same thing. 1 to 1 to 1. 1 part shampoo, 1 part lightener, 1 part developer. Now you can mix it however you want, but that is your basic like formula right there. Also, I said this in his lightning process video that he got all the information wrong in, where he like was surprised that 50 volume existed, but yet somehow he knows about hair. Uh, so the wetter, the better, the thicker, the quicker. The thicker your mixture is, the more aggressive the lightener is going to be at that volume of developer. The wetter you make your lightener mixture, the more gentle it's going to be, but it is going to take longer for it to lift as much as it needs to lift. And it might not lift as far as you want it to. And typically, when you make a wetter consistency, that's when we would go up a volume because you need it to go further. And that's not something I plan on explaining for people to try to accomplish this stuff at home. But 1 to 1 to 1 is enough to make a wet enough consistency and have the lightener as strong as it needs to be, because you're diluting it even more with the shampoo itself. And you're going to further dilute it if you do this properly, which I recall he doesn't.
That's kind of like the rule of thumb. I mean, sometimes I add less. Basically, what happens when you add the shampoo is it's diluting the formula. You're gonna bring that 20 volume down a bit, okay? So it's not gonna be as powerful. If you add less of that shampoo, you're gonna not dilute the developer as much, and the developer is gonna stay strong.
The shampoo also assists the lightening process in removing pigments left behind because of the cleanser in it, but let's not say that part.
I sometimes do equal parts. Often I choose to just put in a big circle of shampoo in there to get that sudsing.
So he doesn't even know if he's mixing this like properly. Cool. Always measure your formulas.
Moment going on in the hair just to get that surfactant in there to help me distribute the product onto the hair quickly, effectively, and evenly. Oh, I also put Olaplex in mine. I did a little just because my hair is falling off. I mean, Olaplex is great. If you want to use it, do it. But back to what I was saying. This part is very important. Apply this to damp hair. Because you have the surfactant in there, surfactants often react better to wet hair. I usually like towel dried hair, very heavily towel dried. Or if your hair is already...
No, you want it to be about 50% dry. 50% dry is when your hair is no longer dripping, but still wet. Because the water further dilutes it. This should be done on wet hair. Not wet hair, but like not soaking wet, but like 50% dry, not dripping anymore. A little bit of towel drying will accomplish that.
Dry, maybe just spritz it with a bit of water, but nothing dripping, sopping wet. We want to make sure that lightener has an opportunity to get inside those hair strands, and the hair strand isn't already filled with water.
Absolutely wrong. You said this is only going to cleanse the surface, and now you're saying you want it to get inside the hair strand. Which one is it? So no, you want it to be wet because that's going to help the process. Also, developer is H2O2. H2O2. Water is H2O. You're adding water to lightener. Water doesn't stop lightener from working. It'll keep it going. Now you're diluting the volume of the developer when you do that, which is why we usually stick between a 10 and a 20. But yeah, so you're saying here that you want it to get inside, but earlier you were saying this is to scratch the surface. Okay.
The residual toner I have in my hair from the last time I colored it, and it looks terrible, and I need to get rid of it, and I'm so fucking happy it's gonna be gone after this. And as you can see, I already applied the bleach bath to the back of my hair, so let's do the front together. I am just going in there.
Why are you putting it on your roots first? Oh, wait, crazy. Is that why you had the handkerchief on your head? So you had the bandana on? It's because your roots weren't lifted to as blonde as you wanted them to be. So now you got to put it on your roots first. Typically, we don't put it on our roots first, as Brad has explained, because we have a heat source there. Seems to me like he didn't lift his roots enough before doing the bleach bath. Because if it was even, you could just do it all at the same time, in theory. In fact, actually, you would put it on the ends first and work it down towards the root if it was all even and whatever.
much lightener on there that the hair is completely saturated.
Great technique.
I want it to be nearly dripping. Okay, that is when you know you applied enough. It is all about applying a lot of lightener. Boom, 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 get it in there. I'm gonna then go on the other side and do the same exact thing, and I am going to make sure I get every single hair strand, like I said before. Apply, apply, apply. This is looking great to a great pale yellow. Not really, it's like yellow, bordering pale yellow. I'm getting there. I don't think my hair is ever gonna be pale yellow at this point because I had red in my hair and it's been through too much. It's important to check the integrity of the hair, which we did many times. You can just take a strand and gently pull on it. Do a little do, tug, 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 tug. If nothing is snapping, you're safe.
It's called an integrity test. Let's see if he does that correct.
But be careful and check the elasticity of your hair often. After this process is done, I am now
So an integrity / elasticity test, it's called both. When you're checking the integrity, you're checking for the elasticity. Usually you do a strand or two. When there's lightener on the hair, you want to isolate a certain amount of strands to see if they snap, because hair is in a weakened state when you have lightener on it. So if you were to do one hair, chances are it's going to snap pretty easily. But if you do like 2, 3, 5, 10 hairs, it shouldn't snap easily. And if it does, that means it's overprocessed.
everything. Wait a damn second. What, Brad?
So he did tone one side in this. We're done with that. He did tone one side of this, but you can see the side that's untoned is still really uneven. Chemicals are dangerous. If lightener gets in your eyes, it can cause blindness. And if you haven't read the directions, you wouldn't know what to do in the situation of getting it in your eye. Do you splash your eyes with water? Do you blink with your eyes in a bowl of water? Do you try to like rub it out? What if you rub it in your eye? Like, what do you do at that point? So how much time do you have to react? What should you do right after you rinsed your eyes with water or did what the instructions said? It's ridiculous to me that he will go on here with his full chest and give you a bunch of information and it all be wrong. Like, so let's rewind. He said it was supposed to scratch the surface, but then later he's saying he wants it to go inside the hair. This is supposed to be a gentle process, so he's mixing a thicker mixture of lightener, which the thicker, the quicker, meaning more aggressive. The wetter, or the like more like a 3-to-1 mixture or whatever, that would actually be better for the hair. But you're mixing in shampoo anyway, so 1-to-1-to-1 is a 2-to-1 mixture of liquid to powder. So that would create a more liquidy consistency anyway. You want the hair not soaking wet, but you just don't want it dripping wet, but you don't want it damp, almost dry, because that is going to do nothing as far as protecting the hair in the gentle process that is supposed to be a bleach bath or a shampoo lightening is what it should be called by a professional. He was applying it to his roots where there's a heat source first. He says you can apply it all over at the same time. That's saying like something went wrong with the roots in the process. You don't really see his roots when they're freshly done or him applying the color. That's typically to hide something. This is like, will he just stop telling people? He wouldn't even do his own roots. He's out here telling people how to do their own hair all the time and he doesn't even do his own hair. Hello. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. By the way, his natural hair is light enough to get that light of a tone with a high lift blonde. I know that because my hair is red and about as dark as his hair typically is, a level 6, level 7. And I was able to get myself platinum white using a high lift. So I don't know. Honestly, stop following this guy's instructions. If you guys want to watch him for him to react to things like failures that he would probably do himself to other people, then yeah, like I find it interesting that a guy like him will react to other people's failures when I can't see him doing hair successfully in any like not consistently enough for it to be something he's reputable for. You know what I mean? I feel like he's more reputable for the hair fails that he's done himself. He reacts to people failing hair. Maybe, you know, those who are the most experienced in it should be reacting to it. I don't know. As far as his technical application and his technique and the information surrounding all of this, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Go to a hairstylist. Especially if you're going to use lightener, go to a hairstylist. If you're doing your hair darker than what it is now, use a semi-permanent. So that way, if you do something wrong, it's easier for the stylist to fix. If your hair was pre-lightened, go to a stylist. They're going to add a filler and then the color. Just don't listen to Brad. I really didn't want to make a playlist of all the corrections I would have to do with him. And a lot of people are like, oh, you only correct him. Well, I'm also correcting the blowout professor now too, who just did a video recently where he has a wig on and he's acting like the girl and the guy in the conversation, like the client and the professional. And the way he plays up a woman is very, very like misogynistically male. That like I was just like, this is fucking gross. Anyway, if you guys find videos that he's posting and you're like, is this true? You tag me in it, send it to me, DM me on Instagram, do what you got to do. If it's bad information, I'll make a reaction video, but just keep in mind a broken clock can be right twice a day. This was not one of those times, but whatever. Also, be sure to go follow me on my other socials over on Instagram and on TikTok if you don't yet. And keep a lookout for giveaways on Instagram. The Ghost, yeah, I went to go point over my shoulder because it was behind me. The Ghost shampoo, conditioner, heat protectant, and oil set. I've chosen the winner. She's super excited. And her response was, I feel guilty. I'm usually the giver, not the person accepting the gift. And I'm like, maybe let's make that your 2023 resolution to give less and accept more. So I'll be announcing that winner over on the stories of my Instagram, and we can head back that way. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and until next time, have a good one.